So just do your best to stick with me here, because I do like the engagement, because it's really tough to stump the scripter if I don't have an audience to stump me. So we want to talk about the market and start explaining to them and educating them on what we're seeing and what happened in history. Does everybody know how to have that conversation?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to go through that then. Great. Thank you for answering. So in our market, and can we agree, Mr. Seller, that history tends to repeat itself? Yeah. Well, our market is no different. And what we've seen in the past is that the pendulum is going to swing, and it's going to swing either from a seller's market or to a buy, and all the way through to a buyer's market. Does that make sense? You're going to get agreement along the way, by the way. I'm going to keep stopping and make sure they're tracking with me. So right now we're in a seller's market, meaning there's not enough homes to go around. You do need to explain a seller's market. Now, when we start to swing, so because it's a seller's market, more and more sellers see it as a great opportunity to sell their home. They start putting their home on the market. Eventually, so many homes come on the market that we achieve what's a balanced market. So then there's enough homes for all the buyers looking. And then eventually it starts to swing the other way. Meaning the buyers have bought, they found all the homes, it was the balanced market, right? There's no more multiple offers. We're not driving prices up in a balanced market. And then we start to shift to the other side, which is a buyer's market. Meaning there's not enough buyers to go around, and we have months and months and months of inventory. It's a 7-year swing from the bottom to the top. So when we're at a point where it's an extreme buyer's market, it's 7 more years to get to the top where it's going to be a seller's market. Do you remember what 2011 was like? 2011, if they don't know, you could ask the question and say, could we agree, when do you think the market bottomed out last time? 2011. What year is it? 2019. That's 8 years. We are due for a shift, meaning more and more homes are going to come on the market, and we're going to start to see price reductions. We've already started to see it. Most of you on the phone have started to see it in your market, and if you haven't, congratulations, and it's coming. Right? It doesn't all happen for everybody at the same time. It just does always happen. If you didn't have a price recession or any sort of your real estate market in 2011, then you are the anomaly, and you will likely then be fine. If you have such demand that your real estate was not affected, then this does not apply to you. I've not talked to somebody like that, though. I could believe that there's a tiny niche market that may always be in demand, though, if there's tiny amounts of inventory on a certain lake, let's say, or you know what I mean? So I don't ever want to say all of it. So when we talk about the market, we want them to understand that the market is going to shift and swing. And so even if the market isn't giving them the number that they thought in their mind, what had them come up with that number of the number they were willing to sell for? Where did that number come from? It's important that we know where that number came from, because if it came from their last agent, well, we already know how great their last agent was, right? And so you don't want to say that, by the way. That's not the script. So if it came from their last agent, okay, I understand. And since they didn't get the property sold, could we agree that maybe they didn't have or look at all the information in the best way possible? That's how you could say that without offending somebody. And sometimes I will hear, right, where let's just say they have it at 700. By the way, whenever I use role plays, I make up a crazy price point. So when I role play, I'm selling my $1.5 million house. I'm not selling my $250,000 house, because what you focus on expands. So if you want a trick on how to raise your average sale price, start role playing with bigger numbers. Okay, so if I've got a $700,000 listing and they brought it down all the way to 625 by the time they interview me, and my comps say 575. Have you ever heard, well, I've already lost $75,000?
Never had it.
You never had it, right? And so how do we say that? So how do we have to address the gap in their brain that they've made up or hallucinated that the market never gave them.